Many copies of this document were then signed and distributed around England. There was a 1297 copy. So here I am at the Magna Carta Center, which is tucked away in a tiny little park right next to the Australian Houses of Parliament. Now, of course, Magna Carta has a history that goes back to 1215 at Runnymede in England, where King John was having a great battle with his barons, and he was forced to sit down and negotiate a deal that set up some sort of equality and some sort of rights between the king and the people. Now, there's a lot of stuff about that original agreement, which was really about the power of the barons, and there's a lot of other things within the Magna Carta, the document that was signed at the time, which are largely irrelevant today. But there were some fundamental things that were built into the idea of justice in the UK system, which of course then evolved into the justice systems that have spread throughout the Western world. And they were about a trial by jury, they were about equal rights for all, they were about equality. And these things started in a written form in the Magna Carta back in 1215. Now, many copies of this document were then signed and distributed around England. There was a 1297 copy, which was signed by King John's successor, Edward I, and Australia actually has a copy of the 1297 Magna Carta, which is often on display within Parliament House. So this little centre here in this little park is an acknowledgement of how over centuries our system of justice and fairness have evolved from those earliest times with the Magna Carta in Runnymede in England through to the modern democracies that we have in Australia today. So I hope you've enjoyed this clip, and of course Canberra Guided Tours does a range of amazing tours in and around the nation's capital. We do stories about the buildings, we do stories about the wildlife, we do stories about the interesting people that have made this city and made this region. So if you've enjoyed the clips and that you are coming to Canberra one day, we'd love to see you come along on one of our trips. Come to Canberra, come out with Canberra Guided Tours, and we will share you some of the magic of our city.